Nketiah either side of the break after good work from Nelson on both occasions put paid to Portsmouth, really putting on any pressure in the second half. It's been a professional and efficient display from the Gunners. Yeah, pretty consummate stuff. As we expected, there was a storm to weather in the first 15-20 minutes. We did weather that storm. Pablo Mari looked impressive, very composed on his debut. David Luiz, maybe the man of the match for me, apart from Reece Nelson. And those two goals, one at the end of the first half, one at the start of the second half, really took the wind out of Portsmouth's sails. And from then it was pretty comfortable, I think. Arsenal had a lot of the ball, could have scored more goals. Nelson went close, Saka went close, Pompey kind of ran out of steam, and 2-0 seems about right, seems fair. Time to get a bit of social media reaction and to mull over tonight's performance with the gang back in the capital. As we hand you back to Arsenal Nation, full-time score here is finished, Portsmouth 0, Arsenal 2.
Thanks, Dan and Chris. Yes, we end the game with a clean sheet. Anne-Marie and Perry, can I come to you for your thoughts in that second half?
I think we said right at the beginning we thought that Portsmouth were going to run out of steam, and as Perry rightly said, that when that goal went in from Sokratis just before half-time, it took Portsmouth's wind right at their sails. Sorry, pardon the pun, because you're by the sea, Portsmouth, but it did, and it's the case that they've proven out. And then Arsenal just stepped up with their quality and pretty much dominated that second half.
It was all about attitude. After the disappointment against Olympiacos on the Thursday, everybody's looking at this potential banana skin. You know what I mean? People looking at thinking, oh, you could have a little upset here. And the attitude was right from the start. Even though it was niggly, there was challenges. We didn't get physically out-manoeuvred or out-battled, which was good. And then what happens when you match a team physically and you match their effort and endeavour, then the quality should come out on top. And that's exactly what happened with Nelson, with his couple of his crosses, which were excellent. Scoring at the right time helps. Bang on, like, injury time first half, and then first 10 minutes of the second half. Yeah. And you could see the physical levels of Portsmouth before your very eyes just dropped completely, and then we had more space, kept possession nice, and managed the game really well. Arteta will be really pleased. He'll be all about the attitude. He'll be absolutely made up that the attitude of his players was spot on. Yeah, so a good response then to what happened last week. You touched on Nelson there. He obviously got 2 assists overall. You guys at home have been talking about our young midfielder, or winger rather, sorry. So let's take a look at what you've been saying. So, Big Chef, thank you for the tweet. Best I've seen Nelson in Arsenal shirts. Looks decent. AFC Bam, thanks for the tweet as well. Nelson and Eddie done brilliant there. They sound like an 80s pop duo. Nelson looking sharp. Definitely his best performance in an Arsenal shirt to date. Another one there. Thank you, Dan. Nelson again. He really has been the difference maker this game. Great instinct from Nketiah. Do you agree with that, Anne-Marie? Was he the difference for this squad today?
Definitely, I think so. And I said I had mixed feelings about Nelson, because I could see little pockets of brilliance, and then he's kind of tailed off. But in the second half, he really, really stepped up. And that second assist that he got was absolutely brilliant. Just his instinct, that ball, controlling the ball, getting it to Nketiah. We did a little bit, I did a little bit of a double take of that goal, thinking, did he go in or didn't he go in? But he kept his composure really, really well, and he played a significant part in the game.
All you want to do for your wide men is when you get out in wide positions, make sure you get the ball in the boxes, which he did twice. The second ball was good at near post, and BFH for Nketiah, he gets a cross Bolton, the centre-half, which he's got to do, and then he reacts quickly just to smash it in. So all that's happened is there's about 3 or 4 of the players there have given Arteta some food for Saturday.
Definitely.
So if you're looking, even if with Nelson, worst ways out, you'd think he'd be on the bench. You'd think he'd be, because he's a great option to bring on. So, yeah, I think there's about 4 or 5 of them who could have a look for Saturday. Yeah,
do you think Nketiah is in with a chance for Saturday? No.
No, I'm a big Lacazette fan. I think Lacazette holds the ball up a little bit better, but again, Eddie scores. Do you know what I mean? He scored against Everton, he scored against tonight, so the centre forward, that's all you can ask him to do. But I still think I prefer Lacazette up front when he's on.
I agree, and the fact that West Ham are going to be coming off the back of a win, and West Ham are proper battlers, you need somebody who's going to hold the ball up well, and Laka would be my preferred starter for the weekend match as well. OK, well, it wasn't Nketiah to get the second goal for us, and you guys in the Arsenal Nation have been very vocal about him. So let's take a look at your reactions on social media now. So Atiku's there saying, fantabulous goal, Nketiah, you're doing well. Danny Spring, get in there, Nketiah. Another great run and cross from Nelson too. Echoing pretty much what we've seen already.
So really, he doesn't get a chance on Saturday? I've got to ask it again after that performance.
No. You're going to keep asking me until I say yes.
I think so, yeah.
No, okay.
I've worked you out now, Perry.
But all he can do is when he's picked his score, which he's done. He got better in the second half than it was in the first half. So again, he's asking questions of Arteta.
Yes.
So he's made it a decision. But I just like Lacazette. I think Eddie would probably be better when he played with a 2 up front, playing off of somebody than he does on his own. But he's scoring goals. That's all you can ask him.
Yeah. OK, and speaking of Eddie, him and Reece Nelson have obviously come from our academy. How great is it kind of showcasing the academy in this cup, all this young talent going out, especially Willock as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Arsenal's academy is really highly admired because of the youngsters that's come through, and that's through all the days of the Wenger years, all those years ago, Oxlade-Chamberlain coming through and various others, and that's still been replicated now. And I think a lot of people look at Arsenal and their academy and really impressed by like Reece Nelson, Eddie Nketiah, as you've mentioned. Emile Smith-Rowe's another one who's at Huddersfield at the moment. They're really impressed about what the quality that's coming through so far. And, for me, Eddie Nketiah, he's an exciting talent. And I think Nelson's an exciting talent as well. Willock, still a little bit of work, but he'll come good at some point. And I'm excited to see how Emile Smith-Rowe's going to be doing over the next few months as well at Huddersfield. He's already making his case there straight away, and hopefully we'll have him back in the next season to work hard for Arsenal as well.
Yeah, they've also been talking about our academy on Twitter. Take a look at this tweet coming up right now. So, an English teenager has been involved in all of Arsenal's goals in the FA Cup this season. Wow, take a look at that there. That is pretty incredible stats going forward. And we know that some of them have already played for the national team under 21s. They're going to give, obviously, Gareth Southgate a bit of a headache going forward as well, surely, right?
Yeah, but it's little stepping stones, to be fair. We've done it quite well with Europa League and the FA Cup. And when you're a young player, you've got to prove that you can handle the pressure of playing in the first team, which a lot of these young players have.
Yes.
You've got to keep your hunger. You've got to be humble. You've got to be working every day. You've got to be learning every day. And reports coming back that I know a few people who work in the academies and obviously behind the scenes, so the attitude, young lad, Saka especially, if you look at Martinelli, working his socks off even tonight, maybe not the threat going forward, but I lost count the amount of time you see him tracking back and helping his fullback out and winning, little knockdowns and getting possession back for us. So the important thing is that they don't get carried away with themselves and they keep, because you're playing for one of the biggest clubs in the world. As a young player, you're going to have peaks and troughs in your career, but you've got to make sure one thing that doesn't drop is your effort, that your 100% effort and your intensity. And then fans will go with you, the manager will go with you. So it is, and they know with Arteta, they know there is going to be a gateway for younger players to come in because we can't afford to go and buy 100, 110 million pound players anymore. So it's a good time to be a young player at Arsenal. Yeah,
we're just going to check in with socials now. So we've got a couple more tweets about the game overall. So coming up now on your screens. So much more organised and comfortable this half from Arsenal. That's from Ant there. And another one should be coming up any moment now. I know it's against a League One side, but Pablo Mari is looking like a decent addition for Arsenal. Played a few really good balls and has been a calming presence at the back. You mentioned that there will be a few players giving Arteta a bit of a headache in terms of being chosen for the home game on Saturday against West Ham. Do you think Pablo Mari is one of those players?
Yeah, I think so. I like him. I like the fact that he's on the front foot. He looks nice and composed. He gives you balance, being on the left-hand side. His passing range is good. He didn't have many long raking 56-yard balls today because I think he's just trying to feel his way into the game. But you might see, the more that he plays, you see that range come out of him because he can hit, like David Luiz, he can hit 60, 70-yard balls. So I like him.
Saturday,
yeah, I think I like the way that he is.
Yeah.
It's whether how much the game's taken out of him, whether he can recover enough in time for Saturday. I know obviously he's got like 4 or 5 days, but that's the first 90 minutes he's played for, I think, since before Christmas. So it'll be, and these days have their monitors on, they'll go in tomorrow and see what zone they're in, So, but on tonight's performance, he just looked composed. He didn't look like he was out of sorts. And it was a physical game.
Him at all, didn't he?
He was all right, yeah.
We already mentioned he came from Flamengo. He's used to those kind of physical games.
Yeah.
So, anyway, more of it. Guys, I've got to come to you for your one word to describe how the match was.
Dominating.
He says it with a smile as well. Perry?
Efficient.
efficient. Dominating and efficient. We'll take it. It was a clean sheet, 2-0 to the Arsenal. We do proceed to the quarter-finals. We'll find out who our opponent is on Wednesday. But thank you to Anne-Marie and Perry. And thank you, as always, to you guys at home for watching. Tune in on Saturday from 2:15 when we're playing back in the league. We'll be hosting West Ham here at the Emirates. So see you soon.